Incidents, responses, and emergencies. There are 4 types of incidents. Near miss, an incident that occurs where there is no loss, but it had a potential for loss. First aid, an incident that results in minor loss and that can be handled in-house. Medical aid, an incident that results in an outside agency having to be involved and medical attention is received. Or lost time, an incident that results in major damage to an employee causing time to be lost or when there is significant damage to the company. Near miss incident reporting. All incidents are to be reported to a supervisor as soon as they occur to help prevent loss in the present or in the future. Every employee is responsible to report incidents and near misses, no matter how small they are. Due diligence has to be achieved by both parties to be in compliance with legislation requirements. First aid and illness incident reporting. All first aid and illness incidents are to be reported using the first aid report form as soon as practical. All workplace injuries and illnesses shall be reported to the worker's manager and the designated first aid attendant for documentation and treatment as soon as possible. A first aid treatment form shall be filled out if the first aid is administered. Versys will ensure that the required first aid equipment, materials, and persons are available at all locations. Emergency response. A major emergency is regarded as a sudden, unforeseen occurrence which may endanger the safety of personnel or the environment. Written emergency procedures will be in place to address specific emergency situations. Potential emergencies: fire or explosion, gas leak, H2S, personal injury, threats or disturbed persons, hydrocarbon release, or tornadoes. Management supervisor responsibilities. Ensure that the emergency response system is in place and reviewed annually. Ensure that all resources are provided and maintained. Responsible for the implementation of procedures and orientation of all new workers so they know what to do in an emergency. Ensure workers are trained in emergency response. Ensure that emergency response equipment is readily available and in good working condition. Coordinate and/or conduct an investigation on root causes. Develop and implement emergency response plan. Review the emergency response plan with all workers prior to the start of work. Employee and contractor responsibilities. You must ensure your own safety first. Declare an emergency. Any employee or visitor who witnesses an emergency situation is responsible to report it to the Versys manager or supervisor. Call emergency services if necessary. If safe to do so, shut down all equipment and close all doors. Initiate the location emergency response alarm system. Evacuate to the muster location as directed by emergency coordinators. Follow site-specific emergency procedures.